going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Yoshi's Island DS Legend of the Seven Star Children. In the last episode, we defeated Bowser. In this episode, we're going through all of these trials with Black Yoshi. This level from World Dash 1-S, probably the hardest one out of all of them. If I were you, I would try to reserve a bunch of red eggs and then just try to get yourself up to 25 health at the very least, maybe, if you're inexperienced like I am. If not, 20 to 25 would be good, because there are some question clouds there that can help you aid along the way, and and then your safe bet is to try to grab every single coin as the lava rises. And I know I'm just jumping you right into the episode with just this is what we do next, because yes, you can see how long this video is. I apologize. It's not all the level. You'll see kind of why once we get towards the end of this video. Why that's the case. So this is pretty much how to 100% the game, and to get to the perfect 1,000 points for this game, pretty much. Well, actually in each world. Sorry, not in the entire game. You get a perfect 1,000 points in each world, and then you get 5,000 points in total. So it's not a bad deal. And as you can see, I just lost 6 health, pretty much right off the get-go going up, and we've barely just gotten halfway. This is a very challenging where it's you have to be very fast, but it's not too aggravating. And if you know what you're doing, it's pretty simple. So yeah, you should be at 14 red coins at this point. If you're not, I would just restart the level if you're trying to 100% it. If you're just trying to complete it, then by all means, do what you gotta do. But this is absolutely hard to 100% for sure. This is not a joke. What so means it's... You can see that this is literally gonna be my first try, but I'm going to tell you right now, this level alone took me 2 hours to do. And it's not a joke when I'm saying that. It took me 2 hours to do. This is one of the few points that I die at the most, and not because of the flower, but only because of the lava that rose up at the... not the flower point, but it was so there's a... As you can see, there was a question cloud right there. To get yourself some extra star points. So you should be at least at 20 at this point. If you're not, I would recommend that you hurry up and get yourself some more extra star points. And then if you stand right there and just stand at the bottom, and you're fine to get all the star points that you need to get. Just make sure you stay nearby the star points that as they land. They are very... It's an RNG based on how well you're gonna get them. So I suggest that if you're less skilled on it, that I would just try to get up quicker with so it'll be visible up there, and it's not invisible by any means. It's not full of bullcrap. I would try to recommend that you wait for that Shy Guy to be on the left, so that way you can just jump on it and then be able to jump up there. Just like that. And then, I think at this point, as long as you, hit, throw your eggs at the snippets, you should honestly be fine. No questions asked on that one. And then, yeah. It's really, pretty simple. So, if you, once you beat this part, you're pretty much good to go. You should have 19 red coins at this point. Do not worry about the last one, because the last one will come down to you very quickly. I'll explain. So this is the first 5 minutes of the video, and all I'm doing is explaining about the levels. But yeah, there's the red coin, and that's how you get it, and bada bing bada boom, that's how you complete the level. So yeah, anyways, I thought we'd talk about some tough topics today. Just really get to the nitty gritty about things. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought it would be a good time to just. I'm gonna probably put the game down and then like kind of just be like right here, just so I can like just allow things to happen as they happen. And obviously, I do want to apologize for not releasing the video in time. I know it was like kind of tough to like for the schedule to just be out of place. Like, oh, I thought the premiere was gonna fall on Friday. Yeah, some technical difficulties happen, and like editing is not exactly the most easiest thing to do, especially when you have to go through like a bunch of footage, and especially with the amount of footage I had to go through just to get this video out. I just decided to like not have any raw footage. Probably like I'll probably still have raw footage, but it won't be like it won't be a 4-hour long video compared to like this video that you're seeing right now. That's like about an hour and a half long in a way. So there's that to look at, and there's like a bunch of things to like. I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it's like. It was one of those weeks for me, and I do have a lot in my life coming up, and it's kind of stressful, but it's not too terrible. I just really need to just keep focused and locked in and not overthink about things, because as I'm like working on these things to like move forward in life, or at least just, you know, like, yeah, these things that I'm currently studying for a job, and I'm overthinking it, and that's the problem. So the problem is I'm over obsessing about it a little bit, and I can't just keep over obsessing about it. So I just need to make sure I do better at it, and then just keep continuously going forward with it. And then just don't overthink it too much. Oh yeah, careful not to jump too high, because the bungee piranha plants will grab you. And yeah, just keep running to the right. Just you're fine right there. Sorry. Moving things along here. Yeah, 3 red coins is what you should have. So when you what's the thing I'm looking for? So when the tough topic of today, maybe also like I'd probably be a good time to maybe just give you a channel update, maybe. Trying to keep up with like 2 videos a week could be it's not too stressful with harder games. Or actually no, it is stressful with harder games. What am I saying? With easier games, it's going to be probably easier to do so. So I'm going to just make a rule of thumb that if a video game is a bit more challenging for me, or it's something that's like a bark and a half to pretty much like 100%, just expect 2 videos in the first week of that LP releasing, and then from that point on, it'll release every Friday, once a week, basically. I think that's what I should have done with this game. It would have been would have been a bit of a scab for me to do so, and this LP would not have ended now. In fact, it probably would have ended like this month, most likely. But it was a risk I would have been willing to take in order for the quality and quality of the content to strive well. And not that the quality has plummeted too much. Like I watch these videos myself, honestly. If I were to like come across an LP like a YouTuber at all. And as well as somebody who's also controversial with things that's going on in today's world, I try not to be like, I'm trying not to speak too many opinions on it, only because like, yeah, it could be a very, well, I mean, it could be a little bit daunting to hear from somebody that's just trying to play a video game, just trying to give you a guide, and with some commentary about the game, and as well as like just commentary about life experiences as well. That's also needed just to fill up the silence. And I mean, as a commentator, you gotta fill up the silence as much as you can. You know, it's something you just gotta do. And however, I'm also someone who just doesn't like to sugarcoat things, and I just don't like to like just lie or just like yeah beat around the bush about things. Even though I tend to do so a lot of times, I only do so when I feel like it's not necessary, but it's just like when I'm trying to like figure out a nicer way to put it. But sometimes in tough situations, there's just no nice way to put things because it's just blatantly like as obvious as ever, common sense and whatnot. And unfortunately, common sense is too offensive to a lot of people nowadays. And that's something I kind of have to remember. I know that's savage for me to say, but that's just the truth, unfortunately, now. And I just hope that whatever I say moving forward, it's not like, oh, like this guy's a jerk. He doesn't care about how we feel. Like, yes and no. I don't care how you feel. If you don't, like I said, if you get offended really easily and you're very sensitive, maybe this channel ain't for you. That's just it. But at the same time, I do not want to be a place where it's like, if you are sensitive but are willing to listen and are willing to just hear me out on a few things and just think logically for a couple seconds, then maybe this place would be for you. And I'm not here to like just say you're not welcome here. My door's always open, obviously. I just don't want to like be one of those like, and it's actually kind of sad because there's a lot of harassment, a lot of like backlash, a lot of responsibility of being a content creator nowadays, especially when you're popular. Because when you're popular, it's like, and like it's most majority of the popularity. Like, consider the streamer awards, right? A lot of the streamers to me seem brain dead, and I'm not trying to offend them. I'm not trying to say they are brain dead. It's just they seem brain dead to me. And the reason why they seem brain dead, sorry. The reason why they seem that way is because when it comes to like political issues or really life event issues that are going on today's day in the world, and you know, what do we as viewers want to do? We want to escape that, right? And we're also a community. And so the biggest thing here is also don't take damage at all in this area. It's very important that you don't. I was actually trying to get further along to see how far I would go. So these attempts are just going to be like the first and last attempts, like the attempts where I actually make it, and of course to shorten the length of the video. Otherwise, we will be here for 2 hours. But yeah, the topic at hand I want to like at least like point out here. It's just like I just don't think it's okay to just like force people to think the way you do, especially when everyone's human, everybody's different, unique in their own ways. You know, God created us differently, you know. It's not something to just, like, take for granted and say, you're my content creator, I'm a fan of yours. Now, say what I want you to say, do what I want you to do. You're only going to, you're only going to delegate to what I like. You're only going to make me feel comfortable. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I want you to make me feel comfortable. Like, if you have that kind of mentality, this is not the place for you. You know, it's like, it's kind of sad to see that happen more and more nowadays, because when it comes to like, you know, I like to think that like, yeah, there's teens, there's probably kids, there's probably older adults watching content like this nowadays. I absolutely get it. It's you know, it happens, right? We're gonna get kids watching content like this, right? I mean, this is clearly a game for little children. Although not for little children, they're trying to 100% it. They'll probably throw their DS before they even complete this game. I'm not kidding you. I'm pretty sure they will. Not that I did complete this game. Shoot, this game. As soon as honestly, like, as soon as I finish this game, I'm like, I want to not touch it with a 10-foot pole for at least a month, because this game is a bark and a half to 100%, because it really like I said, my gripe with the game is like it punishes you for not being perfect right off the get-go. Like, yes, you're gonna take damage. Yes, you're going to not find all the collectibles right away. The problem is they expect you to get all the collectibles right away. When, I'm sorry, that's just not gonna happen all the time, but they expect that to happen. And it's very challenging that way, which is annoying. But hey, it is a video game at the end of the day, so I'm not trying to get too mad afterwards, because I'm done with the game currently right now as we are commentating on it. A few things I would like to point out as well. If you're at this point of the game, try to hit some enemies along the way with some eggs. Just an FYI. Just do it. If there's an uncommon enemy you see in any of these special world levels, definitely hit them with an egg. Just do it. Just go for it. Don't questions asked, okay? Just do it, okay? Got my word on that one? Good. So, back to the topic at hand about, like, just with Twitch streamers and whatnot, and popular ones. There's actually a couple of popular streamers that I do respect myself, because it's not like they're just doing things that the fans want. And I'm a huge advocate for, like, listening to the fan base to some degree, but not completely. You know, like, in terms of, like, hey, what content do you want to see? Like, what stuff do you want to see me do? Like, in terms of, like, video games or, like, things like that. I'm still small, so I'm not going to listen quite yet, because I still want to play the video games I want to play. Once I get to a point where I run out of ideas, then you guys can suggest what I should play next. But right now, I'm already made up my mind of what I'm gonna play next. So I actually like thank you for not having to. I mean, I'll probably see your suggestions and check them out like on my own time and probably talk about my experience with them prior to LPing them. But and I'll probably play them on my own time if I have the chance. Although playing video games on my own time is kind of a hard thing for me to do nowadays. But it is what it is. So the thing now is that what else can I really say? Well, when it comes to like I don't know. It's like when it comes to like these when it comes to like content like this, when people like want to do things to like just don't be a people pleaser. It's just very exhausting, and it never ends well for anybody. Really, it doesn't, because it just seems like you barely have any sort of like willpower, any sort of like backbone, any sort of personality even, which is very daunting and very scary. And you know, that's the last thing that you want to be portrayed as, is somebody that has barely a backbone or have any personality. Yeah, and it's just like, I just want to at least like speak about this, because I've been seeing quite a lot of it recently, from my point of view, and just being able to like, while I'm like, you know, while I'm doing stuff around the day, I just have a couple live streams like play in the background, depending how I feel about the day. I'll just have it play in the background while I'm doing the things that like any other adult will do, like finish the house, clean the rooms, do the laundry, dishes, make food. Kind of like a podcast kind of feel. But I mean, and I'll have time to watch it aside, like obviously for time to time, but not all the time. Heck, like even while I'm studying too, but not all the time, because when I do study, I need to lock in. But it also kind of helps so that way, like when it comes to a point where I'm in a setting where I have the opportunity to actually just focus, like it actually is a lot easier, because well, I don't know, that's just my opinion on it, at least in terms of studying. I mean, don't try this at home, by the way. I'm only doing this just to kind of experiment myself a little bit. to see like to test my limits on like how much I could focus and hour. Obviously, I'm not doing it all the time. I'm just doing it like probably like once or twice a week maybe. So there's that. But like I'm studying as much as I can. What else is there? So this is just from what I've been hearing and everything. Like, so first of all, there's like there's individual like creators that make the show, and if you know who I'm talking about, then just don't speak about it. I'd rather you not. It is a drama in itself that I do not want to get involved in myself to talk about. I'm only just briefly like bringing it up just because like I don't want to see it happen anywhere else, and I definitely do not want to see it happen to me. So a creator of the show decided to engage with their fans, and so yeah, the creator of the show decided to engage with the fans, and it goes kaploof. And the reason why it goes kaploof is because the fan base became toxic. They started harassing the creator, and the creator started having mental breakdowns. And in fact, I think at some point, like it pushed them to the point of deleting their own like things like their own like accounts on social media to like so that way just so they can have peace in mind and not be harassed by their fan base and by the fan base anymore, because it's extremely toxic at the moment. And the person sponsoring this creator as well kind of responded to the situation. I thought they were going to take an approach of like, hey, shut up, like stop harassing this person, but instead they decided to take a high road, which actually confused a lot of the fan base, I would assume. It definitely confused me, but it's also like, they really took the high road on that, and they really looked at it in a better light. It's kind of refreshing, and it's also kind of like, wow, they really have the patience to just say, this is what we're going to say. And like I said, I'm quite shocked. What else is there to what else is there to say? Yeah, what was that's all I'm gonna probably say about the situation at hand, and I'll probably leave it at that, because I just hope that moving forward that the fan base decides to not be toxic anymore and we can act like adults and just like move on, because yeah. Yeah, so but moving forward, like I just hope that doesn't continue. And then like I'd say like a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago even too, there were like fan bases that like, so like political views were like asked about, like, oh, what are your thoughts on this and blah blah blah. And another streamer, from what I've heard from the streamer world, was just like, just being savage, and wasn't even trying to be offensive to either political side. Like, it's like, you can think what you think, that's it. And it's just like, the only thing that she said was that if you're trying to look for advice from a streamer about political views, then you're looking at the wrong place, and you need to go get some help. I think that's a pretty base response, in my opinion. There was a lot of backlash, and I do not appreciate that at all. Not that, like, I'm trying to defend this streamer whatsoever, although I will defend the streamer in this case, because this is not, like, something where it's like, I wouldn't approve of this if this were to happen to anybody, even if there's people that I just dislike in general that was just like doing this. Like, it's just not okay. Really, it's just no, like, really, Yeah, it's just not okay. So when I what was it? So when I came across this news, I was like shocked. Like, have we reached this point in society now? Like, have we really reached this point? And I can't help but wonder, like, have we just like gotten to a point where it's like we can't act, our own way anymore? Because if that's the case, like, that's just kind of despicable in my opinion. The reason why I say it's despicable is because you guys are being very self-centered for very bad reasons and bad faith. I personally myself don't think that's an okay thing at all. Sure, we can have our selfish moments. Yeah, it's okay to look out for ourselves. In fact, I do like encourage that people do look out for themselves, because it's not something to like just take lightly. If you're trying to help others and you're not mentally well, then I would suggest that you take some time away from everybody else and just maybe just and I'm not saying padded room or anything like that. Just like take some time away so you can give yourself some inner peace. That's it. And the problem with this whole situation with like everyone being self-centered and just like trying to like being heard out and being this way is that all these people want to be seen as special. And I just sit here, I'm like, so how would you feel if you were in these people's shoes? How would you feel if you had an opinion that nobody else liked, and so you get harassed for it? That you would constantly get death threats at your door. That you would constantly get... And I, by the way, I'm not getting any of these, by the way. I'm just like, I'm trying to look at this at a logical point. I'm not even a big YouTuber myself, but I just want to look at things rationally and ask myself, or really just ask the people that are being degenerate, ridiculous people, like stupid, straight up just stupid on purpose. Why do you think you deserve a special spotlight? If you think you have a valid reason, can you handle being harassed? Can you handle being, being like breathed, like having your neck breathed down on? Do you think you can handle all of that? If the answer is no, I would suggest that you just maybe shut up. I think that's what I would do. I think like it's okay to have an opinion for sure, but there are times and places for everything. And personally, like, I think we need to learn that a bit more in society, because we've come to a point where it's like we have to think for the sensitive group. And I think we have too long have thought about the group that's like, oh, we need to be more inclusive and things like that. I'm all for that, but we also need, because I'm all for like including everybody like into a group setting and just being able to like have harmony and kumbaya. But sometimes like when there's trouble in the midst of it, we simply cannot just say like, oh, this is a-okay, cool, or like whatever, whatnot. Like, we can't adjust for what's the, like, we can't adjust for the bad, like, let's say like you have like let's say you have like bread, right, and you see like some mold in there, right? Well, you see the mold starting to develop, right? But the rest of the bread's good, right? So you're not gonna just throw it all away. I'd still probably eat the bread because it's still good enough. Although if there is a lot of mold on it already, then yeah, I would throw it away. But this is probably a bad example. But like just hear me out. Actually, no. You know what? I thought of a better example. So let's say you have a batch of apples, right? And a couple of them are bruised from like when you went to go apple picking, right? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna just throw the whole apple batch away, or are you going to just get rid of the bad ones? Get rid of the bad ones, right? Because when you get rid of the bad apples, you are able to just adjust to keep the safety of all the other apples, like keep yourself safe in a way, to be able to just say, all right, well, I'm going to keep all the good apples because these are actually edible, and I can make myself apple pie or applesauce or, etc., etc. It makes a lot of sense logically. I'm not going to just throw the whole apple batch and just make and just go find other ones because I feel bad for getting rid of the bruised ones, or keep the bruised ones just so I, just because having a bruised apple is actually not good, in my opinion. It's just because it means that like there could have been, well, let's just say there could have been bugs in it, it could have been infested, it could have had a lot of like, stuff in it that's not good for you. I think that's what bruised apples are bad. If I can guess anything, I'll probably come back to you on that one. Since I'll probably, actually, maybe I can look it up right now. Like, why are bruised apples bad? Sorry, I'm looking on my phone right now. Let me see. So, why are bruised apples bad? Let me just see why. Why are they bad for you? Okay, so bruised apples are not inherently poisonous, but they are bad because damaged, soft, or brown tissue is highly susceptible to bacterial and mold growth. See? So there you go. It has mold growth. Okay, so like bad bacteria, mold growth can happen in bruised apples. That's why you don't want bruised apples at all. And you're not gonna get rid of like I say, you're not gonna get rid of all the apples in the batch. You're probably just gonna get a few and that were infected, and just the bruised apple itself. Logically, like that's probably what you're gonna do. You're not gonna get rid of, right? You're not gonna get rid of like you're not gonna get rid of like all of them. So just just logically speaking, like I would just kind of look at it logically. And, that's it. And I feel like we have gotten to a point in society where it's like we have become like too like participation trophy awards, kind of like, just a kind of like a place where it's like, I'm kind of rambling on. I'm sorry if I'm rambling on. I'm trying to keep the silence like still in a way, but it's like, the thing is like, when it comes to like, moments like this where I don't know, like really, like it's very daunting to just see where things can go, and I don't know, it's just it is kind of shocking in a way. By the way, this level, probably I would say it's like the second hardest, in my opinion. Yeah, I'd say this one's the second hardest, and not because of this long cave. You'll see the reason why as soon as we like progress even further. Because I did pause a lot of times just to make sure that I didn't like miss a single thing in this cave. It's actually not that hard. It's quite enjoyable to some degree, because it is a puzzle. It is a puzzle cave, and it's kind of cool in my opinion. So yeah, back to the topic at hand here. But I think like there are special cases in this society, and there's like normal cases in this society, and I get it. Like, it's usually like the special ones that usually get picked on, whatever, and you feel sorry for them. I get it. Definitely try to make them feel inclusive, but at the same time, it's like we can't just adjust to them just because they're special. I think they need to just learn how to adjust to us, because we need to keep things sane. We need to keep things normal. We need to keep things running well, because, like I said, we've built a very soft environment, and we need to like stop building a soft environment because it's just gonna create hard times. And I think that there's the same goes like, it's actually kind of bad. It's like soft people create a hard times. Hard times create strong people. Strong people create good times, and then good times create soft people. And the cycle just continues. And I think we need to break that cycle to be able to just like when we make good times, we still stay tough enough to be able to keep those good times going. Because if we turn soft and just like let moments ruin itself and then just like cry about over spilled milk and allow that to be something acceptable, then like we have created hard times. I'm sorry, but we have. We have created hard times. I don't think it's ethical to just say. I think it's ethical to say, "Oh shoot, I just spilled some milk. Oh crap, that's it." Not, I spilled some milk. Wah! Like, all right, like it's spilled milk. Like, stop crying. We clean it up and move on. That's it. It's not that hard to just move on from that. But while there are other times where it is necessary to cry, like, you know, someone close to you just died or something tragic just happened, so you're in shock, or you broke your leg or something like that, like, okay, yeah, I mean, I probably would cry too, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if I could cry. But, the thing is, this is, by the way, this is the point of the level where it's like, alright, you're, like, top 2. Frustrating. And let me just say, this part of the level took me about 40 to 45 minutes to complete, which is annoying. But obviously, you're not going to get that long version here, so you're welcome. So, anyways, moving forward at least, I think... what was I gonna say? I think we have to like just when we look at things logically in the future, I think it's good to just like probably just pray about it too. I think having God in the center of it and just pray about it is probably the most logical thing you can do, because I don't want to live. I think it's one of those things that's kind of ticked me off a little bit, is because like I'm in a role where help is needed to lead younger generation, but I simply just don't want to anymore. And that's sad for me to say and kind of selfish for me to say, but could you blame me? I mean, look what has been created. There's no respect anymore for anybody with authority. There's always, we have to adjust for these people that have special cases. So we have to just like be like, oh, like it's okay for this person to act a certain way because this person is just going through, like, yes, I get it. Tough times at home. All right, tough cookie. It's time to grow up here and just, you know, adjust for everybody else. Okay, keep your crap at home. I get it. It's tough too, but that's why when you're 18 years old, you should have already figured that one out. That's why when you're 14 years old, okay, I'll be a little bit more empathetic, but we need to learn how to figure that out, because that's not going to be tolerated when you're in a real job or literally in a workplace or anything like that. They're not going to adjust to that in the real world. And the sadder part is, this streamer even pointed this out, but like, I think we need to put tougher teachers in school back, because we've come to a point where, and the streamer really pointed it out, and it's kind of sad to say, but it's like, okay, we're in like elementary. All right, guys, like you gotta really start locking in, because if you don't, they're not gonna accept like your behavior, or gonna accept your shenanigans when you get to middle school. You go to middle school, the same thing gets said again. Like, hey guys, I get it. We want to goof off, have fun, whatever. you're still kids, whatnot. But just to let you know, in high school, they're not going to tolerate this. You might have more freedom with your classes, but you're going to really have to lock in. You go to high school, and the same thing gets said again, because these teachers are trying to tell you, to warn you, like, hey, it's not acceptable to just be late for class. You can't just be goofing off. Like, hey, I would really try to standardize your grades to be at least B or A or something like that. Try not to settle just for D's and F's. You're really gonna screw yourself and not get far in life if you do that, which is partially true in a way. And like if you're trying to go to college, like, they're not going to accept certain things anymore like that. And so the majority of people that go to college, they goof around and just party and whatnot. Hey guys, we really need you to lock in, because when you go to a job in real world, they're not going to accept this kind of behavior. I know in the construction industry they don't accept this kind of behavior. I know that in a lot of other jobs that they don't accept this kind of behavior. But guess what? Now we have reached a point where, Timmy's late. Just try not to be late again, please. But I get to keep my job, right? Yeah, you get to keep the job. Like, like, I get to keep my job, and like, just screw it, I'll be late. Like, they're not gonna care. Yeah. Oh. I thought I really had to lock in and really be on it. No, just please don't be late again. What are we doing as a society if we're just lowering our standards to just, hey, we're gonna just accept you being late all the time. We're gonna accept low work ethic. We're gonna accept people slacking off all the time. We're really setting ourselves for hard times. And we need to stop this historical, like, loop. We need to stop this now. We really do. It really defines on how we've created this kind of time. Like I said, good times create soft people. Soft people create hard times. Hard times create strong people. So hopefully we get some strong people coming up, or we just lock back in and just become strong ourselves. Because, I mean, not dependent on ourselves, obviously, we've come to realize that. But, like, the thing is, it's like, you can't just go through life accepting the way things are right now if we're just gonna be, like, all sensitive about it. And it affects a lot of things politically, too, because people are just, like, wanting to go with the flow and whatnot. And I'm not trying to speak too much about it, what's going on politically right now, but it's just, like, can any of y'all, like, think for yourself for, like, 2 seconds and just be logical with the situation at hand? Like, really look at what's the bigger picture here. What's really going on here? And if you still are, like, having your own opinion, then that's fine. Fine, whatever. But don't go being a threat to other people with your opinions. I think that's probably the best way I could put it. Because, like, when it comes to, like, having different opinions, I think it's one of those things, like, yeah, there are times where it's like, okay, maybe why do you think that? Maybe we should have a conversation about this. And at other times, like, you know what? It's probably just okay to agree to disagree. And we really need to learn to be able to think for ourselves. We really need to not be afraid of, just not be afraid of being able to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, let's just try our absolute best to be reasonable. And, like, if there's a different opinion that we have that's not favorable to most of the public, then alright, screw them. Like, whatever. I think we really have reached a very soft point. We really need to turn ourselves around. We really need to reevaluate what we think. We really need to align ourselves to what God thinks anyway. I am bringing God into this because he's honestly the only logical, you know, I mean, honestly, the logical person I know, spirit that I know, that has it all together. I mean, he's literally the creator of everything here. And let's be honest, like, you know, as someone who is very slow to anger, very patient, and very tolerable to us, or at least has us be. He tolerates a little bit. And maybe he actually doesn't tolerate. He probably is just very patient, so never mind. I take the back the toleration here. But point being, I think we just really need to just come to God with these problems. And I think just harassing people, coming to people, and just looking for people to like agree with exactly what we think is not okay. I think it's good to have people that challenge our, our backgrounds, our beliefs, our like, just like being able to challenge us in a way to like be able to like really just think rationally about situations that we are handling right now. I think it's okay to like just have a different perspective. I mean, yeah, I may have my own way of thinking on certain topics where I'm just like, you know what, I'm just not going to listen because, look, from experiences that I've been seeing, I'd rather just not take the risk. It's just not worth it. And other times where it's like, you know what, from seeing from what other people have done this, and at least like, or at least just the lack of people have done this, you know what, I'm going to take the risk because it's benefited you. And you're saying it works, so let's work this out. Or I could just not listen and just be like, well, I'm just gonna disagree. And and just that's the rational way to handle it at that point. Like, let's just, like I said, it's just being rational. We don't have to like force them to think the way we think. It's not a competition of who's right. Like, if anything, like they'll figure out who's right at the end of it once they realize, oh, yeah, this person was right. I mean, I don't want to admit that, but oh well. It's like, it's hard to be the bigger person, or at least be the smaller person and just admit that you're wrong. It's hard. It really is. It is a pride issue too, because yeah, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on it, at least. In terms of like looking at things like in the political world, looking at things like from really just any situation in general. When it comes to like these topics, like for instance, like the Nintendo Direct that just happened today. Or was it today or was it yesterday that it happened? Like, there was like an indie direct. Yeah, there was an indie direct. I didn't even watch it, to be honest with you. Why? Because I didn't think there was much worth seeing, in my opinion, if I've already seen it already. Not that it's like worthless. I'm not saying it's worthless at all. I'm just saying I've seen it already. So why would I, go out of my way to take time out of my day to go look for it again? I don't think it's worth it at all. Something I want to say about this stage. This stage was probably like the second easiest for me. Despite the challenge here, like it was the second easiest for me. It's very slow. It's very like annoying with the auto scrolling, the auto screen scrolling. Like, yeah, it's a bit annoying. And the end is a bit much with the perfect flutter jumps and the perfect jumps on off. Like you'll see in a second. So unfortunately, I had to like jump cut here because I in sleep died once I got further. So I'd just rather not show that. But I do make it further here, and I think I'll show where I died actually. I think I died around here actually. Yeah, I died around here. I screwed up. I really did screw up here. But what was it? Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say about this stage. Like, this stage wasn't too bad. It was just very like, it was just a lot. Let's just put it that way. It was quite a lot. So, yeah, I think we just need to probably like I said, try to start thinking rationally with things. I'll probably, maybe I should take the time to look at the indie indie games, but I just digress on that one. There is more there is more drama on Nintendo in terms of the Pokemon industry. Like I guess there was like a game that got released recently that honestly like people could have just easily gotten for free on their own, and they just well it got in certain ways if you know what I mean. But I mean I wouldn't recommend getting in those ways, but if you have to, do it. If you have the opportunity to, do it. But that's all I'm gonna say out there. Because I'm not here to try to encourage it either. I'm just advocating like, hey, there's better ways to like really go for things that like really are worth their dollar. And Pokemon Gen 10 has been announced. I think it's not released, but it's just like been announced basically. And it's yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, to say the least. Like, as much as I want to keep talking about the video game thing, it's just like, I don't know. Speaking of video games, I just recently heard and saw, and I guess, like, with the title of the screen, like, looking at it, happy 10th anniversary to this game. Since this game was released in 2006, and I didn't realize that until like literally just yesterday actually. Well, I guess the day before if we're talking about the tense of this video coming out, because whatever. The thing is, it was released in November 13th in North America, and then 17th in Australia, and then Europe in December 1st, and then in Japan in March 8, 2007. Oh wow, Japan had to wait a bit. That's kind of sad. Oh well, that's actually really sad. We had the first version actually, but all in all, like story of this game is actually not too bad. I think gameplay is like I said, it's marketed at 100%, but I think challenge wise it's not so bad. Yeah, I don't know, but we do have the last challenge to go through. And let me tell you, when I finished this stage, I was like gonna call it for the day and just like put it off for Monday to like finish off the game. Because I was told that it was very hard, but I was very nervous. I was like, I don't know if I want to wait. I think I would just rather rip the Band-Aid off and deal with it now. So I guess here we go. Once we get into it, and to come to realization, I honestly didn't think that I would have this much fun, but here we are. So with this challenge, I think it was just like, I had to like, I don't know, I'm just kind of taken back at this point. Alright, let's read the first message. Steal Lakitu's Cloud. That's the first challenge we have, and there's 8 challenges in this level. Kind of like, alright, we got 8 challenges, so I think after each challenge, I think I do pause, you know, after every time, like I just you know, get all the coins. If there's like certain coins where it's like, okay, like it's getting impossible to get them, I wouldn't worry about it too much, only because like I would just straight up just immediately like aim for all the coins. And if you have like the sniper, like if you are able to have the bird's eye and just be able to just do whatever and like grab the precise ones, that was really close right there. I thought I was gonna die actually right there. Oh my gosh, yeah, Lakitu's Cloud is very hard to control if you don't know how to control it properly. So yeah, just keep in mind, like, this was like, I was playing through this intended that I was gonna die at one of these attempts. So that was like alright. So now we're on to the next challenge. Get past the bouncies. Alright, so this challenge specifically is actually not that bad. You just really have to just kind of like pretty much not get down to a pit. And obviously at this point, like, you can see that we're at 20 health, right? So that's like okay, like this is not too hard. So what do we do at this point, right? Well, you just enjoy the game at this point. Is my best way of just putting things down. I do want to like also say like thanks for supporting me in this entire game, despite like the very long like videos and whatnot. I honestly thought you would have preferred longer videos, but as I can see like the results of like how many views I'm getting recently, just like right away, I can see that you guys do prefer like somewhat middle ground where it's like less than an hour, more than half an hour if I had to guess anything, which that was harder to do because this LP would have lasted a lot longer if I had to do just 4 stages per part, and quite frankly, I don't know if that's something that everybody would have been interested in, so that's why it was like, my rule of thumb was to try to get 5 courses done at a time. It made sense, as you can see, like there's 5 courses here that so you have 5 red coins and 1 flower at this point, sorry. Yeah, with this entire part, right here, I was kind of just like, yeah, this is an interesting, like, level. I actually had quite a lot of fun in this part that I decided to, like, see if I can... Oh, wait, I need to get the key right. That's right. I had to get the key. So, getting the key was actually... Like, you just had to find a key for each door. That's basically the objective, is to find a key for each door. So yeah, you should have 5 red coins and 1 flower at this point. If not, I would just suggest you start over. You are going to reach another checkpoint anyways. So be careful of fickle blocks. So fickle blocks. What are fickle blocks? Well, you're about to find out right now, which is actually it is a mechanic I kind of wish we were introduced to on an easier level, and not for the entirety of the level, just for like a little tiny little challenge to like grab extra coins in a special area. Like, it wouldn't be required to go in the special area, it would just be like optional. So this took me about a few tries to do, at least this challenge, because I kept dying to getting the flower. But at the same time, like, as soon as I learned the pattern of like how the Shy Guy jumps, it was actually, the only hard part was just trying to keep up with the pattern, and learning it wasn't too hard. So I honestly am very proud of how I did. Yeah, I'm very proud of how I did in this one. So yeah, as you can see, 7 red coins and 2 flowers now we should have. So now we're on the 4th challenge now. So you can see where we're going with this. It's actually quite amazing in a way. Let me get on it. So for context here, before we really just take that the wrong way, if anybody did already, I really hope you didn't. It's referring to these switches, right? So these switches have, you know, you can put weight on it. So you can see that there's a pipe right there, right? Well, inside that question cloud, question mark cloud, is a key. And to get that key, if I actually make an effort to grab it, then I can explain what the challenge is exactly. So basically what you want to do is get all these Shy Guys onto these weight panels, and then like, obviously this is like the same attempt on when I actually do it. kind of wish I edited it, but it's fine. Like, we're already at this point of the video with like this amount of time already in it, so we might as well just invest into this. And in fact, I was kind of like, you know, this could have been the first video under an hour, but because of the amount of attempts I had to do in 3-S, it was like almost nearly like not probable. It was just non-probable to do, unfortunately. It wasn't uncertain, it was just non-probable because I'm not perfect. I'm not someone who's easily able to just do this game all willy-nilly. And as we progress further, I'm probably gonna just say this here, like this game had a lot of potential to be something greater. In fact, I kind of wanted to see if there was like going to be like some sort of like maybe if there like Yoshi's New Island, you see, right? I kind of wish there was like more to it, where it was like, okay, like if there was going to be more to it, like Kamek is up to shenanigans again, and then like this would have been the last time like the babies had to get rescued. This time you had both Baby Mario and Baby Luigi on the adventure, right? Because Kamek decided to cause mischief and capture Baby Peach, which would have, and I think that would have started the whole capturing Princess Peach thing, and that would have influenced Bowser to do so. Because the way I see it now is that I don't see any reason why Bowser would be like, let's capture Peach right off the get-go if we're going to, you know, use these terminologies of having, like, you know, like having these stories happen with babies and whatnot. I just didn't see that, you know, it just happened, right? And that's what's, like, it's not upsetting, but it's like, I feel like they could have gotten that route, because I actually would have wanted to see what Baby Luigi's ability would have been. And it would have been cool to be able to have Baby Luigi right along with us to be able to just find Baby Peach. Would the other babies be involved? Not exactly, because this would have been the Baby Bros' time to shine. So, panic in the dark. Now, I really suggest that you don't panic in the dark. In fact, I really just encourage you guys to just, like, not panic at all. I don't think this is something to be panicking about. In fact, I don't know. I, myself, would see huge potential on just not panicking in general. And the reason why that is that because this stage, while it is kind of hard, this did take me only 2 attempts to do. I think you saw a splice cut here and there because it would have been confusing to like just jump cut to when I actually like did certain things, and it would have extended the video a lot longer, and I didn't exactly want to do that. So uncut version of uncut content, I guess, right? But it wasn't something where I didn't want to just like keep rambling on about. So I'm talking about this level for a reason, you know. I'm not just trying to like. I mean, I am kind of just trying to fill in empty space in terms of like I am trying to fill the silence a little bit because I don't want to like have this just be like, oh, we're just here, we're gonna just appreciate this. I think this would be a good time to talk about the music in this game. I think this game was probably the start of something great and also something bad with the songs. If you notice how the songs were like arranged, it was kind of like unoriginal in a way. Like the first one was original, right? Like you can hear like the the title screen, right? And it wasn't like it wasn't just. It was great. It was like a nice little touch for like waiting at the title screen. I thought it was. However, when it came to like other soundtracks in the game, like for instance like the what was it like? There was soundtracks for even like the cave. There was soundtracks for the garden. There were soundtracks for everything else in this entire game, and you can like just tell like, oh, this is just another like song for like said thing. When it was like, oh, like so why is it just another remix of the main theme? Well, and it's cool to hear like songs of the main theme. It is cool. I think it's really cool, but it's just like when it came to like just like in general, like what was it like? It's cool to hear the main theme like in like certain times of the game. I think that's hugely appreciated, and it's not something where it's like, hey, we need to hear this more often. We hear it more often, and this is why we don't want to hear it the entire time, because we don't want. Sorry for the ear rape, by the way. I didn't mean to do that. I just had background noise that was unwanted, and I did not want to do another take on this because this video does need to get out now. So, anyways, back to me talking here. I think it's cool to just be able to like kind of appreciate the game itself in terms of like, I don't know, just I really can't tell you to be fair with you. It's not something where I could just like up and say. It's more of like, how do I put this? Like music in general is something where you just like music is like appreciated to its own degree, right? And so like I guess like when it comes to like I guess like music is definitely something where you just kind of like, wait, I missed the dialogue, didn't I? Oh no. Alright, well, good thing I have it on speed dial. So this one is use your X to move the platform. This one was a bark and a half, and this definitely took me like 5 times at least. And you're welcome for cutting that out once I die, because I think I do die at some point. And I'm just, like I said, I'm only showing the first and final attempts on each challenge, because this also gives like the vibe of like you know how in like Super Mario Bros. Wonder where me and Manny like did like the final challenges, and that was like it was like the bash challenges, right? And that was like the final stages and whatnot. This is kind of like this, but with like different things. So I thought it was cool, at least in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I thought it was cool. But yeah. So I don't know. Like, really, like. That's really all I can really say, right? So there's the death and everything, right? So we make it through here, and this, it's like it's kind of a good puzzle, but I just wish there was like really X spawners instead of just like, oh, we had to like utilize it very like, I think like strategically well. Like I think there's a way that you can do it where it's like not like a headache in a way, right? I think there's a way to do it, but I think doing it this way where it's just like there's just eggs like everywhere instead of just like having an egg spawner at like, okay, like I'll put an egg spawner right here basically to be able to get further, and then put the other egg spawner at that other platform over there, so that way like there's an incentive of like, alright, I gotta really utilize these eggs. And like if I wanted to try to save it, then I just go back to the egg spawner, right? But it wouldn't be that easy, right? So that's the whole premise of this area, at least. And you can see how I was running out of this, so I had to literally lock the heck in and grab those pokies things and then just like move through, because that was not easy to do. And I don't know, it was just like I kind of just had to like I don't know. I think if there is a way to just kind of like look back at things like this, reflecting it, I thought that was a huge, and I mean like a huge save, in my opinion. I think there was ways that I could have done this area a bit better, but at the same time, I'm not too angry with how I did here. Because this is not something where it was like... It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. Let's just put it that way. It wasn't terrible. Alright, so 15 red coins and 3 flowers. Not bad. So that is the amount you are supposed to have by the 7th challenge. So which is super fast arrow wheels. This one took me, actually only took me 2 tries. Well, 3 really if you're gonna count. There was 2 deaths that happened. One was like literally at this area when I was trying to figure out which wheel I wanted to take. And the first one, you're gonna see it soon, but obviously I jump cut it because there's no reason to like show every single mistake that I make. Because I mean, downfall, whatever, it's funny to see, but it's just like this video's already this long. I'd rather just not. I'd rather just save you your own time, you know. It's like, I don't want to be like the Game Grumps where it's like, oh, like this entire episode is me trying this one area and one entire thing. Well, it is comedical. I think that's how you say the word. While it's very commentable, it's also like, do I really need to spend 20 minutes seeing you fail at the same thing over and over again? Like, I think it's comedical to a sense where it's like a hard game where it's like, okay, the first time like we fail it, and then the next time we actually defeat the boss, and this is what we do to actually defeat said boss or defeat or overcome said challenge. You know, like, I think it's cool. And if it's like a very long challenge where it's like, okay, like we're actually making progress, but then one huge mistake screws up and it's like, oh, okay, like here's what we could have done better here, like, and like as we progress through the video, we start to realize and like kind of like use our brains, like, oh, okay, this is what we're supposed to do, right? So this entire area would have been this entire area wouldn't have been that, but that ski portion of that other level would have been that. Part of me just wants to like jump cut this to death because this is where it's gonna lead to. Yeah, so I ended up failing there and I just like screw up immediately and just be like, yeah, I'm dying. So I thought to like try to run off to get the other wheel, but couldn't save myself to be able to. So yeah, I decided to just cut that out because it would have been the best if I just did. So if you're wondering what's in my mouth, or at least what's in Black Yoshi's mouth, it's the other wheel. It was in case like I fell off of the other one that like somehow I would have been able to try to save myself with this one, which I honestly would not see how that would have been possible. But it is nonetheless like what the case he's here, and it is kind of like, oh, okay, like that's what we're gonna go with. But you know, that's the name of the game for you, right? So, you know, like that is the name of the game for you. So I don't know what really else to really say here because yeah, I don't know. Personally, I really don't know. And let's see, like So when it comes to like sorry, I had to ungain it down. Like just take care of this problem here. Hopefully it gets taken care of soon. Because like I'm not the only one who owns this dog. But the thing is like I let me put the game back up now. Let's see if you can hear me. Yeah, so anyways, back to what I'm trying to say here. This area was extremely, like, just... It is kind of stressful, but I kind of had fun with it, you know? It was, like, it was challenging. Did I want to do it again right after? Not really. It's not like I wanted to do this over and over again. But it was, like, a fun little challenge that I had. The next area, and by the way, if you kept losing health, I would just recommend, like, I would just at least hope that you have at least 20 health in this point prior to reaching this next area, because, honestly, getting 30 health is probably the easiest level to do it on. No joke. The next challenge, and the last and final challenge, is Superstar Mario versus the Piranha Plants. This is an all or nothing kind of room. You either just die and then have to redo it again, or you what was it? Or you succeed and make it through to the next door. Because there's really, like, it's either instant death or you just, you know, you don't take damage. So honestly, if you end this level with like less than 30 health, either you are really good at missing the checkpoints, or you're just, I don't know. I don't know what else to really say here, because this is not something where it's just like, oh, like, this should just be that easily to lose. Like, I mean, obviously this challenge is pretty easy to, like, die on, but, you know, there's the challenge, and Baby Mario's movement is not exactly the, I guess, like, the most ideal. And so it took me like 3 attempts, I believe. So I think we're going on off of raw footage at this point. So that's the challenge right there. Yeah. So there we go. There we go. So yeah. Yeah. Really, just make sure like you're utilizing Baby Mario's movements and just like knowing how to work him. Because this is the final challenge, and that is the case. Like, you know, this is it. And I recommend that if you're gonna have a hard time jumping up and everything like that, continuously go back to the previous star, unless you're like very close to the other one. Which this is where you want to jump right here and then jump right there to get those 2 middle coins, those sets of middle coins right there. Like the 2 red coins are in the middle of those like 3 pointers. And that's how you get all 5 flowers and all 20 red coins. And we actually did it, you know? This was probably, in my eyes, like, probably honestly, the most fun level I've had in a while. Obviously, I'm like, get the heck out of here, because I want to get on with the game. And I actually do have something to show you, after this, because... yeah. Actually, let's go ahead and do that, because I'm right here. I might as well just show the museum, which will actually let's show the scores first. So here we are with 1,000 points right here. That's 1,000 right here. In World 2, we do have 1,000 as well. Let's check back with World 1. 1,000 points there. World 2 has 1,000 points. World 3 has 1,000 points, World 4 has 1,000 points, and World 5 has 1,000 points. My fingers are all, like, good. These are all good, and there you go. There's the stars in Yoshi's Island, DS. You get these by getting an extra 1,000 points on each world. So, pretty nifty, huh? I want to say that's pretty cool. So let's get back in, and let's go to the museum, if we can. So yeah, here we are, live. I'm literally live right now, so welcome to the Island Museum. Come gawk at all the strange critters that are native to Yoshi's Island. Keep track of all the enemies you've beaten. And so quick disclaimer actually, so now that we're at the end of the video, might as well just tell you how to get all the enemies. In order to get every single enemy in the museum, which here we are, we have the Crazy Daisies, which, welcome to the botanical enemy exhibit. We show a variety of plants that are guaranteed to maim. So yes, anyways, those are the Crazy Daisy right there. These are the piranha plants that form. So yeah, that's kind of weird, right? Can we just like show all of them? Excuse me for a second. So yeah, there's the piranha plants, the Crazy Daisy, sorry. Here's the wild patooey plants. Or wild patooey piranhas. Should be called patooey plants, in my opinion. Here's the nipper plants, and the the dandelions of the plants. There's the dandelions of the nipper plants. There's the windbag, and these are called eggodills. I know, right? Very weird. These are actually no. These are these eggodills? I don't think these are eggodills. I don't know what these guys are called. But look, you can't take any damage. It's invincible. Ain't that cruel? I'm invincible. I'm literally invincible. So here's the bungee piranha plants, or bungee piranha. And I can just kill it too. I can interact with it. I don't like these. I hate these guys. These are called. What are they called? Blowhards. They're called blowhards. And I really hate these guys. Here's the drool hard, or the hanging blowhard. These are the drool hards, which I don't know why they're not just called like hanging drool hards and then hanging drool hards right here, or whatever, you know, or string drool hards. These are the needle nose plants and needle nose, I guess. So yeah, that's this area. Moving on, let's go to the aquatic exhibit, which I believe this is that. Yes. Welcome to the aquatic enemy exhibit. See foes in their natural habitat without having to wear a snorkel. So these are the two guys. These are pirate guys. This is Rip Van Fish and this is like the Piscatore Pete's. These are Cheep Cheeps and Floppy Fish, or Flopsy Fish. I don't know why that's what they're called, but that's what they're called. So they just they jump like that. I don't know why they look like that. So these are bloopers, as you can see. Kind of wish they are more, more involved. So let's go to the let's go in here to see this next. Oh yeah, these egg and nuts. They're really annoying. So yeah, these guys, these are called spray fish. These are, I think these are just called boss bass. I don't know why. I would have called them like cheap chomp and boss bass or something, but I don't know. I guess the other one just decides to just leave. But here's the what's this one called again? Nepinut. Yeah, Nepinut. And then this one is called lunchfish. Lunges at you with every attack. So let's just go back in here and then just leave this area quickly. So yeah, that was the aquatic enemy exhibit, tropical section, obviously. So now let's go to the Shy Guy exhibit, which I believe would be over here. Yes, this is the Shy Guy exhibits. So this is the Shy Guy. This is the Shy Guy exhibit. So have you ever wondered how many different Shy Guys there are? Here at the Shy Guys exhibit, we aim to answer that question. So here's your regular Shy Guy. There's Glide Guy. Blow them up. They just you know, they're affected obviously by their umbrellas. You wouldn't believe what the name of these guys are. These are called Woozy Guys. Kind of shocking, right? Here we have your typical Fly Guys, and then you also have the Stilt Guys as well. Shy Stack. Multifi Guys is what these guys are called. I don't know why, but they're just called Multifi Guys. I think they were called Flower Guys in the original game, if I'm not mistaken. So here's Spear Guys and Pike Guys. The Dancing Spear Guys are right here, and then my favorite, Fat Guys. You got Fat Guys, exactly. I don't know why. They're just called Fat Guys. But yeah, that's literally what they're called. Straight up. Not even kidding you. That's what you call a fat guy. Let's see. Where can we go next? I think if we go down here, let's go down here next. I think this is like the hankering for something creepy and dark. Welcome to the subterranean. Yeah, this is the subterranean enemy exhibit. Please enjoy your visit. So we have, and there's actually going to be one enemy that you're going to see twice for some reason, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. So here we have this section with Koblargs, and then you have the Gargantuan Blarg. Cool, huh? So there's the Koblargs and Gargantuan Blargs. So he's just, yeah, there's Gargantuan Blarg. So you would have thought that these guys would have been called Sniffles, right? Nope, they're called Zeus guys. Don't know why, but they're just called Zeus guys. You have the Gooey Goons, and so I found out the name of these guys. These guys are called, ready? Hot Lips. I am not kidding you, that's literally what they're called. They're called Hot Lips for some weird reason. So now we go down here into the further, into like the, basically the Lava Mantle section of it, and really the Dark Lava Mantle section. So here you go. These are called, Lantern Ghosts. These are Dizzy Dandies. These are Goblins. Believe it or not, these are called Goblins. And I don't know why they're, I mean, I guess they're just considered an enemy, I guess. That's fine. Block your way. Bullet Bill and the Bill Blaster. These are Potoboos, as you can, as in today's day and age, they would call them lava bubbles. I don't know why. But there's that for you right there. So, yeah. So far, so good with the enemies, right? Pretty impressive to be able to hit every single one of these with an egg. That's literally what you have to do, is hit every single one of these with an egg. So now, on to the land exhibit. You know who I miss? Welcome to the land enemy exhibit. Enjoy your visit. You know what I wish that we... Oh, yeah. Okay, well, it's cool. So, if a red Koopa Troopa who's shellless goes into a green shell, they just change it to a green Koopa Troopa now. It's cool. You know who I wish was in this game? I kind of wish Goombas were in this game. I feel like they could have been used very well. In my opinion, I feel like they could have been used. Obviously, these are the Paratroopas. These are Berts. As you can see, I probably never hit them with an egg at all, but here we are. So, I don't know if this is actually true, but I would have thought that these would have been called monkeys, but they're called grinders. Yeah, I don't know why. They're just called grinders. And I think, as I said earlier in the playthrough, these are called the bulls. Kind of wish they made a reappearance in Wonder, but oh well. What a cool man. Crabbles are these guys. These guys are called Crabble, I believe. Or no, Snapjaws. They're called Snapjaws. The last enemy were called Crabbles. These are Snapjaws, and they go down the vines as you saw earlier. These are Tap Taps. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now you can see. So these are Tap Taps of all kinds. These are Fleepers. Cool, huh? So yeah, they just jumped up there for some reason. These annoying little guys are called Bumpties. These are Bandits. Yeah, so you can see that these are bandits right here. So, green gloves. That's literally what they're called. They're called green gloves. And these guys are called sluggers. And if you want to stay here all day, you can, but I'm gonna get going. Because this is like kind of pointless to look at consistently. So now we are gonna go take we're gonna take ourselves high up into the sky to the airborne enemies exhibit. If you like taking to the skies, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the airborne enemies section, where you can find Cloud Drops, Goonies with Shy Guys, Flightless Goonies, Fang. I feel like they should have been in a different area, but whatever. Gusties, one of the most annoying enemies. Lakitus, Wall Lakitus, Baron Von Zeppels, and Rocket Guys. Don't know why I had to hit them with an egg at all. In case you're wondering how and where to hit them with an egg, it's during the Mega Goonie fight. Yeah. So on we go. Onward we go. So now we move on to this little door right here, I believe, which is the haunted house. Welcome to the haunted house. It can get pretty supernatural in here, but it's purely educational, so don't be scared. These are, I think, would have been a good place to have the fangs, but whatever. Since they are a creepy enemy and whatnot. So these are Boo Guys, Ghost Piranhas, Invisigools, as you can see. I would not bother. These are Boos. Yeah, these are Boos. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just like not getting hit by them. So yeah, there's Boo and Big Boo. For some reason, these guys are not Big Boos, but whatever. It is what it is. These are Skeleton Goonies, which, sure, it makes sense to have the Skeleton Goonies over here, and then the Flightless Skeleton Goonies, like here, but then Fang is not here. So these guys, this guy's called a Potted Ghost, and they come in different shapes and actually, like, if I think there's a way where you can like. So yeah, you can literally see how he literally like is manipulated by movement in a way, which is very weird. Let's see if he follows me. Does he follow me? Yep, he follows me. So yeah, it's possible for them to follow me, as you saw in that other one. So now we head on to the last and final area, which is, you can hear boss music, right? You would think this would have been the boss area, right? Nope, they're not so scary when they're in captive. Welcome to the giant enemy exhibit. gonna save this one for last. We're gonna go up to the final one right here. Crusher Blarg. Which, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. There's really no difference here. It's just a Blarg that decided to move upward. But there you have it. The rest are in this one stage in 5-1. Chomp Shark. Yep. Somehow I hit... And actually, I don't know if I ever hit this guy with an egg, to be honest with you, but just to be safe, I did. To make sure of it, but they're here. So that's the weird part. I don't know. So that's a Chomp Shark. Let's see. The next one right here, it's called an incoming chomp, which constantly keep respawning. So those just keep respawning, as you can see in the left screen. Literally, like they'll just keep on respawning. And respawning, as you can see. Yup, like literally, they just keep on duplicating. You can see how many of them just keep respawning. So let's just get out of here before I waste any more of your time here. So now these are Stomp and Chomps. Yeah, not much to really say here. Sorry. I don't know what this one is. Yep. Yeah, you even had to hit this enemy with an egg. Super Big Tap Tap. Cool, huh? Not really. I didn't like this guy, ever. Well, now we can move on. Now we can move on to bigger and better things here. I was kind of hoping to leave this to be like the last of it of this episode, but well, unfortunately not. So we're gonna keep this going because I actually did want to show you something else. Which if you take a look here, and well, you'll see. I'm probably gonna jump cut back to like unlive gameplay because I actually did do this already, but at least wanted you to see this prior. So, anyways, goodbye to live gameplay for right now. So, we're not gonna go to the museum again. Sorry. We're gonna go to minigames. So you can see that there's tulip shooter, flutter challenge, bouncy maze. I'll do like a couple of these just to like kind of show you what the rules are and whatnot. What these are. These are like the little bonus challenges that you do back in like when you like get into like certain doors and like whatchamacallit, like when you go into like the you know, these bonus challenges and like the actual like courses. So here we have time trials. This is not required to 100% complete the game, but if you want bragging rights to say that you have the fastest times around and you want to see how fast you can do these, go for it. I think these are cool to just have in your arsenal to like see how quick you can get these done. I think these are, I personally think these are cool to get done in a way. So I don't know if I actually get through with it or not. Oh, I actually do get through with this first. Okay. So yeah, this is the time trial. Basically, you don't lose lives, you just lose, basically in general. I actually didn't test out what happens if you lose, but yeah, so I'm just going through the course as fast as I can. Definitely don't do that. I'm pretty sure you guys can do this quicker than I can. But I'm just showing a pure demonstration of like what I usually do if I'm just like recharging the eggs. Obviously, at this section I probably would be recharging them up, like to get red eggs, and then just kind of like keep cheesing it on the way through, and then move forward with it. As you can see, like I do get it done under a minute, so it's not exactly that hard to do. I'm trying to get it under 40 seconds, but you can't win everything, So, so yeah, if you do get collectibles as well, you can get like extra time taken off. So as you can see, I got -4 seconds here. Yeah, you get -4 seconds here. Yeah. I don't really know what else to really say. Except, yeah, go bananas with it. See what you can get for your times. You'd really be surprised what you can get. If you guys really want to go for it, I might actually go for this again if I decide to touch this game at all without having to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, because I feel that move quite disingenuously. So, anyways, let's actually explore the mini games here. Just see what the hard modes are. Kind of like one. I'm just kind of curious to see what the Florida Jump Challenge is. This was a pretty long challenge, huh? So, okay, the hard mode is just basically just alright, moving through it, and then like pretty much just moving through here. I think I could get farther than that. There's no way I'd settle for this. Unless I did. Oh, I do? Okay, I do. Oh, yeah, I think having Baby Mario is probably your best bet to, like, move through this very fluently well. Other than, like, Retro Game over there just, like, showing it off with Baby DK, because I don't know how anybody can do it with Baby DK, honestly. I really don't know how anybody can. But there you go, 136. See if you can jump farther. Shoot. Okay, I guess I try again. I don't think this one's gonna be as good as the second attempt, but give it a try at least, right? Yep, nope, I failed. I think I failed on that one. Oop, 120? Nope, 129. Yep, well, I tried. And you're supposed to press B at this point. Yep, there you go. Now, the bouncy maze, I actually like this one. I like the hard mode in this one. It's actually, like, it really makes you, like, really, like, pay attention and really, like, just invest yourself into, like, doing what you need to do to, like, get there as quickly as possible. Yeah. So, yeah, try to avoid doing all that, and you'll do better. Oh my gosh, I think I need to restart. Yeah, I did restart. Okay. I'm gonna probably stay quiet for right now to see if, like, this is the actual attempt. Not. Let's like, didn't say anything. If it is the attempt to use it, then I feel really dumb. I'm gonna feel really dumb right now. This is actually the attempts that I use. No, it's not. Okay, I think this is the attempt. Yeah. Alright, well that's cool. I'm gonna use this attempt for sure. Yep, there you go. Yep, okay. Oh shoot! There you go. There you go. Go through the tiny little gap. There you go. Yep. There you go. Yup. Oh shoot, dude. Yeah, if I didn't have to like constantly like fill on that one, I probably would have done a lot better. Yep, there you go. Move it. Oh, I think I could have gotten here like definitely like 10, maybe 5 seconds ago. Oh well. Of course, this is my time. Well, I'm gonna have to accept it. It's all right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can literally do all these others on your own if you want to. So I'm probably gonna just get myself back to the adventure. Maybe not. Otherwise, I'm gonna probably just end it here. So yeah, with that being said, I just want to at least say thanks for watching this episode. Thanks for supporting me in this LP. Next LP is gonna definitely be a rage baiter for sure, maybe certain audiences, because I'm gonna definitely really crack on some jokes. But I think you guys are gonna like this next LP because this is actually honestly top 10 of my favorite video games. At least the next LP is. So with that being said, don't forget to shine bright and stay bright.